Well, Nigeria accounts for 1.24% of global importation of sardines. Ironically, tinned fish in sauce or sardine is number 10 on the 41 items that have been restricted from access to foreign exchange. So how come Nigeria is still on the list of countries importing sardine? Well, we have Lawrence Mercy of the Financial Derivatives Company telling us sharing his thoughts with us on this and a whole lot more. Hello, Lawrence. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So I think the first thing that will come to mind is if sardines are on the list of restricted, the commodities restricted from accessing FX, then how come it's still being imported into the country?
Well, currently, the restriction of FX does not outrightly mean that there is a ban on importation. Rather, it just means that there is restriction to access to foreign exchange from official channels. So rather, what importers would do would be to source for foreign exchange from the parallel markets. And this is why there's still a lot of importation, because Titus Sardine seems to be the #1 destination. Nigeria seems to be the #1 destination in Africa for Titus Sardine. So regardless of the higher cost of acquiring Forex, it's still a viable business opportunity for importers. And that's why that statistic still remains as significant as it is.
And I guess that difficulty or extra expenses in acquiring FX to import it can also be attributed to the 100% increase in price in 3 months from 300 to 600 naira.
Yes, of course. The continued depreciation of the naira that we've seen over the last couple months is going to be highly transferred to higher prices, which consumers will bear a majority of the brunt of. And we've seen the naira depreciate from about 490 to 560 as per the parallel market rates. And this largely accounts for the increased cost of importing materials along with port charges and tariffs, which has now resulted in this 100% increase from 300 naira to 600 naira in the price of sardines.
And underlining its marketability and revenue potential, what can Nigeria do to capitalize on its sardine production and this high taste and demand for it to compete globally with the likes of Morocco?
There would be about 3 subheadings in a proposed approach to make Nigeria more competitive. The first would be regulations. Regulations around standard practices in aquaculture and fishery. This is to ensure that there are sustainable practices being carried out in the process of fishing for sardines, now to ensure that there is no pollution and that there is no risk of extinction or depreciation of the sardines in Nigeria's existing water bodies. The next step would be investment incentivization, and this would come in the form of access to credit facilities, especially for aquaculture specialists and manufacturers of proposed canned dishes like sardine or geisha and whatnot. So lower interest rates and access to credit will enable them expand and get more assets such as boats for fishing, and would enable them to train more staff. And then the last leg of this strategy would be capacity maximization and increased training of staff. This is to ensure that there is standardized practice in processing of fish, and also to ensure that standard measures of quality are imposed on sardines that are being manufactured. So these three steps along the strategy would enable Nigeria become much more competitive in its sardine production process, and make it more viable for exportation and competitive with global counterparts.
Well, another potential that Nigeria has, and hopefully we will explore that potential to boost our revenue. Thank you so much, Lawrence Mercy, research analyst with Financial Derivatives Company, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.